Hello, seventh graders. Okay, we're going on to 7-4. This is one-step multiplication, division, inequalities with negative coefficients. So it's basically the same thing you did last time, but it has more negatives in it. So over here on page 358, it kind of gets a little confusing because they just show things like 3 is greater than -2. Well, yeah, okay. Is 3 less than -2? No, it can't be. And blah, blah, blah. We're going to jump ahead here. Okay. And we're going to go to page 360. All right. So up here, it says solve. -2x is less than 10. Check your solution, then graph the solution set on a number line. So you have to isolate the variable. It's just one step right now. So 2. It's a negative. You have to do the inverse. It's by the x, so it's dividing, and you put the -2 on both sides. A negative divided by a backwards. I said that backwards. A positive divided by a negative is a negative, which it would work backward, but I didn't want to freak you out. So this cancels each other out, leaving the x, the greater than symbol, and -5. So the solution is x is greater than -5. Now check it. Okay, if you plug this in, -5 times the -2 will be +10. Okay, so that's where it works out to be the solution. So what would be a number greater than the -5? They chose 6, so they put it back in. If checking this for you is too difficult because of the negatives, then just skip that for now. Try and use your common sense and just go forward. Focus on the solving it using algebra and graphing it on the line. So where would it be? -5 is right here. Do we fill in the circle? No. And which way does the arrow point? This way. Okay. Over here, it's the same, but it's with decimals. Feel free to use a calculator. Okay, this is a multiplication, so you divide by this number on each side. Do not forget the negative. Do not forget the negative. You're left with, so that'll cancel each other out, leaving x is greater than, and then you do the math in the calculator, and will your answer be a positive or a negative? A negative, good job. Okay, over here, it's the same, but it's the division. So this is the easier one where you do the inverse multiplication. You start with that -4. On both sides, you're going to multiply it. 3, okay, this cancels each other out like I showed you in the previous video. 3 times -4. A positive times a negative is a negative. 3 times 4 is 12. So your answer is -12. Down here to graph it, it has a line underneath, so you're going to fill in the circle, and the arrow points this way. Okay, same thing here. Okay, so you have a negative here, so you're going to times this. -2.25 on each side. Okay, this will cancel each other out. A negative times a negative is a positive. So your answer will be positive. Okay, let's flip ahead here. There we go, practice page. Okay, 363. You have -6x is greater than 66. So what could a solution be? This is multiplication, so you do division. This is a -6, so you have to divide by -6. Not just 6, a -6. Do not forget. Do you like my angry voice? That cancels each other out, leaving just x. The greater than symbol, and 66 divided by 6 is 11. A negative and a positive, when they're multiplied or divided, it's a negative. Do we fill in the circle? No. Which way is the arrow pointing? To the right. Okay. Down here, same thing. -4 dividing by -4 on each side. That cancels each other out, leaving x is greater than or equal to. A negative divided by a I'm sorry. I can talk, I swear. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. You don't need to put the plus sign. I'm just putting it there for you. 36 divided by 4 is 9. Here's your 9. We fill it in because the line underneath goes that way. Okay. Let's do this one over here. Times negative 8. Why are we multiplying? Because it's a division problem, so you do the inverse, which is multiplying. These will cancel each other out. Then you have 2 times a negative 8. Positive times a negative is a negative. What is 2 times 8? 16. So it's negative 16. X is greater than negative 16. Okay. That's it. And one more. Over here, times negative 2 times negative 2. Do not forget that negative. Cancels each other out, leaving x is less than negative and a negative. When two negatives are multiplied, it changes it to a positive. It's like they cancel each other out. And you're left with 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. X is less than 12. So our answer will be less than 12. And that's it. All right, good luck today, folks.